do the setup. Otherwise, you're not going to get the audio from it. That's it. This is 2015 S63 Mercedes-Benz. We are doing a CarPlay Android Auto unit. Customer purchased online. I'm going to find out how to do it. The first step we're going to do is behind this center armrest, center dash, remove this air vent out like that. And it should be screws. That torque screws down. We got to remove those two of them. Okay, there are two screws way down below. There's torque number 20. So there, basically.
Let's remove all these clips.
Next step is under this cup holder. There should be two torque screws inside. Those two torque screws we're going to remove.
Number 30.
That's number 30.
Okay.
The next step is open this ashtray. There should be two torque screws there as well. Number 20 as well. Once that out, the ashtray comes out. It'll lift up and pull. So it kind of snug, but if you lift up like this and pull, it comes out. The entire tray comes out. Disconnect the plug on the back of it. Alright, I do believe we do have to take those big black ones way down there by the metal mounting bracket. What about the other silver ones? Yeah, right there. Probably don't have to take that out, but those silver ones, we probably gonna have to take that out. Okay. Yep, that's it. Okay, so there are four torques number 20, 30. You don't have to take. No, you better take the whole thing out. So all four have to come off. Okay. So once you have them out, remove all those screws so we don't lose them. Okay. So let's see if you can lift that and push toward to the back. Yep, that's it. Now you gotta lift it up. Hang on, there's something holding. Hang on. This one is touching. All right, now. Take this out. Alright, so once you have these 4 bolts screws out, you lift up the back straight up like this, and the entire center dash pulls forward to the back. Now go up front.
Oh, this one.
Right, so I got this blue connector disconnected because it was kind of holding on to the center dash. So just disconnect that, and now the entire center dash can be pulled away from where the radio tuner is, which is right up front. That's where the connection is going to be made. This is the main unit. There are two screws on the top. Those are number 20. There's a one on each side, obviously. So that one and this one, and we should be able to remove that entire tuner pack. And that's where the T-harness and the module are going to be plugged into. Now you should be able to pull up like this. There is this lever is locking, so once you release that screw, radio comes out like this. So now we get the back of it gently, and this one is a regular BMW Mercedes plug. You lift up this tab, locking tab, upward, pull forward, and this release that main harness. Now, this one does not have a fiber optic. Yes, it does have fiber optic right here. So we're gonna have to pull this little locking tab away from the harness, and this fiber optic cable comes out. This will be transferred over to new T-harness, which is this one here. So that fiber optic cable that comes out of that one plugs in here. This goes back into the radio. Then the male and female plugs in without the fiber optic. So we're just gonna carefully move out that fiber optic. Be sure not to kink or cut, because that's a fiberglass. You don't want to bend it. It's not a copper wire. You cannot splice back on it. Right, so once you have them out, this one you're gonna have to separate it from this harness because it's too tight. So get rid of this tape, Ricky. Get rid of this tape.
Okay.
You're gonna have to have a little slag so it can go back into the radio using T-harness. You're gonna put the factory one to the T-harness. Be careful, you gotta pull that up and be sure to lock in place. And this aftermarket T-harness goes back into the factory harness, factory radio, I should say. So basically all we did was unplug the main one, remove the fiber optic, transfer over to T-harness, male and female, back into the factory harness there. So it's a T, and this will give us the plug that plugs into the main unit. Next step is we're going to remove the they call AVDS plug. Basically what it is, that's the display plug. That blue harness that he's trying to get it out. That pink one should pop up and the plug should come out. And again, there should be a T-harness going in and out through the module. And usually they have a 4 or 5 pin display harness that goes up to the top. So this one, there is a purple locking tab here. Once you remove on the bottom side of it, this was in like this. On the bottom side, there's a release tab here. You push that inward, then whole thing comes out. As you can see, there's a 4 female pins in there. That is the display harness. So be sure to put this back into the place, otherwise you don't get no display. So they give you 2 harnesses, one male, one female, and the male side obviously plugs back into where the factory harness used to be. This harness here that plugs into the module side. Where module at? Alright, so there should be enough space under the armrest here. So we're gonna route that white cable and the LVDS cable down by the center console. Because there's not enough space behind where the radio's got to go in. So I'm going to cut that video because basically all we are doing is running that cable on the part of it under this armrest. So I'm going to stop the video. Okay, so basically we did all the connections here. The white main connection T harness goes here. This is the LVDS cable. It's only single one here because the radio has male and female that plugs in here, and this is a video out and also an input. I believe you can also do a backup cam if you wanted to, and this is the Wi-Fi, I believe.
No, this is the Bluetooth transmission.
That's the Bluetooth transmission. Okay.
You gotta set up the
And you gotta set the dip switches, number 6 and 8 down, the rest up. That's for this vehicle. Alright, so what you do is you press and hold this start button for about 4 seconds or so, and that gives you this CarPlay menu. Alright, so that works. Alright, the first thing you're gonna do is for the audio, you have to go back to the factory, or actually on the this device setup here. Go to setup,
exit.
go to exit. You are selecting with the dial, and you go to setup all the way to the far right. Then first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna do a audio output.
Channel.
You push that down, make sure that transmitter is on the Bluetooth, and make sure that is highlighted. Once that's done, you go back out. You gotta have Bluetooth status prompt turn on, and you go back out. Then you gotta go to the car side, exit. Under here, go to the Bluetooth option. Right here, you have to pair this device. That name is BTA-OT-EB77. You pair this one, which is that device. Then when you go back out to Android Auto or CarPlay, you're gonna go back. You don't have to do this all the time, you just do it once. So since we are using Samsung, it gives you this prompt, and if you play music, I'm going to turn the volume up. So as you can see, the sound plays through the Bluetooth of that device on car's Bluetooth audio. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to pair the Bluetooth of this unit using that device's name. Then you're going to go back out to the car side, choose this device as the Bluetooth audio, and make sure you turn on the Bluetooth prompt on. Then you go back out to either CarPlay or Android Auto that gives you music using a factory volume. Everything works. This also does YouTube, but you're going to have to turn on your hotspot on your cell phone to do this. Since we don't have Wi-Fi connected, it's not going to give you YouTube. But once you connect the YouTube hotspot, it will do that. It has a CarPlay, Android Auto, the autoplay and auto link. I think that's the mirror test. And it also does DVR option and also the USB if you want to do the USB memory stick. You can do that as well. Let's go back up to Android Auto. Okay, so that's Android Auto. I'm going to try to do it again. So this one, as long as we're set that.
Okay. I'll be there.
Alright, so once you have the module installed under the center console, put everything back together and reverse what we did, and everything works. So if you want to go back out to the factory side, you hit this star button for about 4 seconds or so. Then it gives you factory setup. If you want to go to either CarPlay or Android Auto, same thing, press and hold. Then it goes back to the either CarPlay or Android Auto. Be sure to connect your Bluetooth first for the device. Then you go back out to the factory Bluetooth and do the setup. Otherwise, you're not going to get the audio from it. That's it.